Now your birthday comes around. If in return they give you a card saying happy birthday, hope you enjoy your day, with absolutely nothing inside of it, but they thought of you, would that suffice? Welcome to Soft Life, Hard Truths, where lifestyle dreams meet bank account realities. I'm your host, Tegan J. Come on in. I want you to stay. Hey, y'all. How is everyone doing? How has your week been? Let's check in. Let's check in. Um, this week has been okay for me. Um, I'm hoping for some good news this week, so fingers crossed on that. But yeah, this has been an okay week for me thus far. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Um, I hope you guys this week is going well, and if it's not, I hope it gets better. Just hang in there. I know the world is crazy, life is crazy, but just hang in there, okay? Just hang in there. I'm happy you're back. I'm happy you're tuning back in, because we're all family here. Okay, so let's hop right in. Let's get into these topics. Hmm. Yes. So, the first topic we're going to talk about has been heavy on my mind, and I know a lot of you guys can relate. We're going to talk about hustle culture. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of hustle culture, but in case you have not, let me read the definition. So, hustle culture is a mindset that emphasizes working constantly and intensely, often at the expense of personal well being, to achieve success and financial gain. How many of you guys out there are a part of the hustle culture? I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I am guilty. I am guilty. I am guilty. I think a lot of us can relate. Because you want the most out of life, right? You're hustling, you're trying to work a full-time job, have you a side business, have you a side hustle, monetize everything you possibly can because ultimately you want to live a better life. And I understand that because I'm the exact same way. My mind is constantly thinking, how can I make money? How can I make money? How can I make money? What can I do to make money? What can I do? And sometimes it's just too much. It's just too much. Sometimes I feel as though the constant thought of trying to figure out ways to make more money is overwhelming and it consumes you sometimes. Um, and sometimes you need a break. You're burnt out. You're burnt out. I sometimes I do get tired of waking up thinking about it throughout the day, thinking about it. At night, when you're winding down, going to sleep, you're thinking about it. It can become a lot and it can just become stressful. And oftentimes, being a part of the hustle culture does not yield good fruit. From my research, the impact of hustle culture, while it can lead to short term gains, it often has negative long term consequences for individuals and organizations. For example, your mental health. You have increased stress, anxiety, depression, and burnout. And we know all of those impacts your mental health. All of it. We've talked about burnout on the show before. Being a part of this hustle culture will have you somewhere needing to go for a walk or run, take some antidepressants, meditate. It'll have you having to really go inner to get some type of peace because it can drive you crazy because as much as you hustle and you try to increase your income and set things up so that you'll be fine, your children will be fine, the cost of living is just it's just increasing. It's just getting higher and higher. So you have to work twice as hard, three times as hard, four times as hard as you would have if inflation wasn't beating us up. So it becomes like this this endless cycle or loop, and you just find yourself in it, just constantly thinking, how can I make more money? How can I make more money? Now, ultimately, some people do reach their goal. They make a certain amount of money. They're good. But a lot of us are just still in the loop because with the way things the price of things increasing now, it is just like, is enough really ever enough? So, what I will say about the hustle culture, guys, I get it. You got to get out there. You have to get your money. You have to get your coins. Completely understand because I'm going to get mine. But we have to balance. We got to find some type of balance. Don't wear yourself out. Don't run yourself raggedy trying to make this money. Like, make sure that you're taking time to deal with whatever stressors you have. Make sure that you're taking time to decompress, pour into you, up that self-care, do whatever you have to do to stay right up here. Okay? And physically, make sure you're getting enough rest. That's one thing I do not get is enough rest. I will be up until 2, 3 in the morning, and then turn around and get back up at 5:45, 6:30, and that's not enough sleep. And it does a number on our bodies. The wear and tear is going to start to show, especially the older we get, guys. So just make sure that even if you are a part of the hustle culture, like, just take care of yourself. Because we need you here. Your family needs you here. Okay? Your health, physical health and mental health should be number one priority. No amount of money is worth that because if you lose both of those, what quality of life will you really have? So keep that in mind, guys. Get your money, get your coins, do what you got to do, but keep in mind, hey, your health is most important. All right, next topic. So I've been excited to really get into this one. I was listening to a movie, and I think it was around Christmas time, and they were talking about gifts. And I heard one person say to the other, well, really, it's the thought that counts. And so it had me questioning, when it comes to gifts, is it really the thought that counts? Is it really the thought that counts when it comes to gifts? Receiving and giving. So let's set the scene, right? Let's say you have your one of your friends or one of your siblings or cousins, a family member friend. Let's just say their birthday comes around, you give them a very nice gift. Let's just say the gifts amount to $250, right? Now your birthday comes around. If in return they give you a card saying happy birthday, hope you enjoy your day, with absolutely nothing inside of it, but they thought of you, would that suffice? Would you be okay with that? Because I wouldn't. Okay, let's talk about it. I would not be okay with that. I absolutely would not be okay with that. Yes, the thought does count, but it is not all that counts. It is not all that matters. I need you to meet me somewhere in the middle, in between or something. Meet me halfway. Now, granted, people have different incomes, they have different disposable income levels, right? One person may be able to, spend $50 on a gift. That's all they have, right? Versus someone else that's doing better financially, they may be able to spend $200, $300 on a gift. And that's fair. But for me personally, the effort needs to be there. The effort needs to be there. I don't need you giving me a card for my birthday with absolutely nothing in it, or you just put $5 or $10 in there and saying, "Hey, it's a thought that counts." But meanwhile, I'm seeing you on social media purchasing a new pair of Jordans. All in the milk is not clean. hmm Let's talk about it. Because the money you spent on the Jordans, you couldn't have taken some of that and applied it toward my gift? Yes, I'm happy you thought of me, but I need you to think more of me. I'm going to need a little something in that card. I'm going to need something with a little oomph to it. Okay, because just giving me a card alone will not suffice. And you can call me petty, hey, however you want to call it. But if that is the case, please know when your birthday rolls around the following year, you're getting a card from me. Yeah, with nothing in it. Or I might put a picture of us in there. Love ya, happy birthday. Because it's the thought that counts, right? No. I feel like when it comes to gift giving, you need to put equal amounts of effort into the gift. Because if not, somebody's going to feel slighted. Somebody is going to feel shortchanged. Okay? What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Tell me, what are your views on gifts, and is it the thought that actually counts? Do you not care what that person gets you, the value of the gift, no matter how much you spent on that person for their gifts? None of that matters, whether it's Christmas, Valentine's Day, birthdays. Does it not matter for you? Long as you're thought of, is that okay for you? Because it's not for me. Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Okay. Next topic. This is one that I struggle with, so I can definitely relate to it. I know a lot of times people are preaching you need to save your money, make sure you're on top of your finances and save as much as you can. How do you balance between enjoying the money and saving the money? How do you balance that out? Because when you think about it, yes, you want to save, and saving is priority. It is key because we all know rainy days are coming. It's inevitable. My dishwasher right now, it isn't working. I'm about to have to buy another one. That's just what it is. For one of my rental properties, my tenant just put in a maintenance request today. I gotta go figure out what's going on with her unit. That's more money. We know that rainy days are coming. So you have to save. I preach it all the time. Save, 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 save. But what happens when you reach whatever savings goal you have for yourself? You're exceeding that. What happens then? How do you save but still be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor? Because I am one who strongly believes I am not working this hard just to pay bills and die. No, I really need to enjoy some of this money that I'm making and my hard work. So, how do you balance it out? So, tell me in the comments if you guys have ever dealt with this or are dealing with this. Tell me, how do you balance it out? Personally, what I normally live on a very strict, tight budget, very strict, tight budget. But once I hit a certain amount in my savings goal, I was like, okay, all right, we have to get to the point to where we're enjoying the money. Because now I'm feeling like, ugh, I gotta squeeze, I gotta save every dollar, I gotta save every dollar, and it's like, no. Especially when those days get stressful. When work is stressful, your business is stressful, the kids are stressing you out, your relationships are stressing you out. Hey, where's the treat? I work hard. I've worked 40 plus hours this week for my regular job, and then I've worked 15, 20 hours for my side businesses. And you mean to tell me I got to put every dollar in savings? Absolutely not. Balance. You have to balance it out. So, what I do is once I hit my particular savings goal, I gave myself a little bit more flexibility. I didn't go overboard and just allow myself to start spending hundreds and hundreds of extra dollars, right? I did not do that. But what I did do is give myself a little bit, a little bit more wiggle room because now I'm a little bit more comfortable. I've hit my savings goal. There's nothing major that I have coming up. Now I can dance a little bit more freely, right? So now, hey, I might be able to go ahead and splurge on the Louis Vuitton Symphony perfume, right? Because hey, it's in the budget, and I can treat myself, right? It needs to be in the budget, guys. It needs to be in the budget. So, yeah, I just up my budget. Now I don't go up in my budget every month. No, what I do is Normally around the time where you get your bonus from your job, that's when I go in and I reassess my finances. Well, I reassess my finances multiple times a year. Normally it is at the end because I need to know how much I've saved in total, and then I always set my goal for the new year in January. And then whenever that time of year is, the job wants to give out increases, then I go and revisit that as well. So yeah, so that is how I normally assess my finances. And so during that time is when I will give myself a bump. And so with that, because before that, if I did not spend all of the money that I allotted myself for that month, I would take it and put it in savings. I'm saving it too. I'm saving it too. I'm saving it too. Now I don't do that because, hey, I'm comfortable. I've saved enough. I've been tight enough with my money because I preach to you guys all the time. We have to live below our means. That's key. So now that I'm comfortable, I've been living below my means for years and years and years. I can splurge a little bit. So instead of taking that leftover money and put it in my savings account, I have to balance. I have to have balance. I need to feel like I'm living. So hey, I'm gonna go splurge on something that I've been wanting. For an example, this month I am going to get a new perfume that I've had my eye on for a while that I should have been gotten. It's the Nishane perfume. Yes, smells delicious. I must have it. And that perfume can cost, I think it's maybe around, I know it's a little under $200, right? But as long as that's in the budget at the end of the month, I'm getting my perfume. Balance. So, you guys, you have to find a way to balance it out, right? Because you don't want to feel like you're just living to pay bills. Because when you feel restricted, at some point, you're going to act out. You're going to burst out. You don't want to be restricted all the time. So, therefore, you have to make sure that you're balancing out getting nice things for yourself, but also hitting those savings goals at the same time. Tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments, what do you do to keep that balance? Let me know. Because we have to enjoy our money. Because if you died today, that money's gonna go to someone. It's either gonna go to the bank, the government, your spouse, your children. It's gonna go to someone, and you're not gonna be able to spend any of it because you're dead. So it's like you don't want to save every single dime. You're so tight that you're not enjoying. Because we need to enjoy life. Life is hard, right? But it's all about balance. Don't go into debt trying to enjoy life. It's all about balance, and it needs to be in the budget. Okay, which leads me to the finance column. This is the tip of the week, guys. One thing that I strongly encourage is for you, when it's payday, you need to pay yourself first. I don't care if your budget is so tight that you only have $100 left. Take 25 of that, pay yourself. Put it in the savings account. Don't touch it. And one trick and tip that I have, I did this when I was first starting out with my career. Well, I inadvertently did it, but I saw that it worked very well for me. Because one thing about me, I hate going to the bank. I hate going to the bank. 9 times out of 10, I am still at work by the time the bank closes. So it's like in order for me to even go to the bank, I would have to leave work. And who wants to leave work just to make a bank run? I hate going to the bank. I hate going inside. I hate it. I hate it. And so anytime that I need to go to the bank, I would be discouraged. If I needed some cash or some money or something, I figure out another way to get it because I just really hate going to the bank. So I got to the point, the only time I needed to go to the bank was when I needed to pull some cash out to give to someone else. That's the only time you would really see me in the bank. And so what I would do is I would have my direct deposit set up to where I would have a certain amount going into my savings account automatically. If you can do that, please do that. This is a cheat code. Have it going into your savings account automatically, and have it going to a savings account that is not connected to your checking account. You can't transfer anything over. Have it going into a savings account where you don't have a card. You literally will have to physically go to the bank to go pull money out. Put your money in an account like that. I guarantee you will not spend as much as you would if you could just easily transfer from savings to checking. That's why you can't keep money in there because you, with the click of a button, you're able to boom move the money over. Take that money, put it in an account where you have to physically go to the bank. You'll see your money grow. You will. It will help discourage you from spending money out of your savings account. So pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Have your direct deposit set up into a independent savings account. Have that money at a bank, a credit union. I strongly encourage credit union. At a credit union or bank where you have to physically go. Let me know how that works out for you. I'm sure you'll see a difference. I encourage everyone. It helped me save tremendously. It was a cheat code for me. It was truly a cheat code. Okay. So now we've come to the hard truth hotline. Okay. So listen up. Hey, Tegan, listen, I made a budget. I really did. But somehow, every time I walk into Target, it turns into a spiritual experience, and my budget ends up in the Lord's hands. Like, why does throw pillow math not hit the same as real math? How do I stop swiping like I got Oprah money when I barely got gas money? My God, today. Mm. My friend, my friend, my friend. Well, my advice to you would be first, stop going to the stores. You're probably only shopping because you are bored. You need a hobby. Find you an inexpensive hobby. Because if you don't have the money, you do not throw pillows are the last things you should be looking at. You do not need you don't need an extra throw pillow. Cut down on the shopping. Don't even go to the stores. You're probably having the weekend, don't have anything to do, and so you throw on your cute fit and you hop in your car and you head on to the stores and you're shopping Ross, Marshalls, Target, all of those. I get it. I'm a girl. We are just girls. I get it. We love to shop. But no, ma'am. Not at the expense of you being in debt or you not having any money in that savings account. One thing that Tegan does not approve of is not having any money in your savings account. You can't be out here shopping and you don't have any money. No, ma'am. So stop going to the stores. Stop. Find a hobby. Join a book club. One of the best things I did within the last year was join a book club. I met one of my really, really good girlfriends. Hey, Chrissy. At my book club. So that's a new relationship that has been developed. I've always had a personal goal of starting to read more. So now I've read more books in the past year than I have probably within the past 5, 6 years. So that's another goal that I'm accomplishing. One thing I'm about to pick up is skating. I never learned how to skate. So I'm about to learn how to skate. I got some skates for my birthday. I'm about to start skating. Um, I'm bike riding now. I have a bike. I'm outside. I'm right. I'm trying to be more active, trying to, get back in hand, as D'Angelo from TikTok would say. I'm trying to get back in hand. Find you a hobby. Find an inexpensive hobby. Join a gym. You probably already have a gym membership. Go to the local community center. Go volunteer. Matter of fact, if you're really, really bored and you really, really want to get your money up, find something that you can do to make more money. You may not want to pick up another job, but maybe there's something out there you can do that could bring in some extra income. Maybe you like to bake cakes. Start selling cakes, desserts, lemonades. There's tons of things that you can do. You're probably bored and you need something to do. Find a hobby. Stay away from the stores. Matter of fact, try to challenge yourself. See if you can go a whole month without going to Target, Marshalls, Ulta, Sephora. See if you can go a whole month without going to these stores. I know you can. I know you can. And watch how you'll be in a better position after a month. Write down how much money you have at the beginning of this month or whatever date it is, and then 4 weeks out, challenge yourself to not go into these stores and then see how much money you have in your savings account afterwards. You'll see that number increase and it'll be a little bit addicting and you'll keep doing it. Find you some hobbies. You need some hobbies, girl. And shopping cannot be it right now. Not right now, especially in this economy. No, ma'am. So try that out. Let me know how it goes. I'm really curious to see how this pans out for you. So let me know. All right, guys. So we've come to the time of the hard truth of the week. So, hard truth of the week: the lack of results isn't always a sign your plan isn't working. It's usually a sign you weren't consistent long enough. Mm. The lack of results isn't always a sign your plan isn't working. It's usually a sign you weren't consistent long enough. How many can relate to that? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Whether it is weight loss, whether it is a side hustle, side business, a degree, learning a new talent or a new skill, a lot of the times when we don't stick with it, it can seem like, okay, this just wasn't the right path. This was not how it was supposed to be. Like I'm supposed to go down a different path. Like this just isn't working. When really you just needed to hang in there a little bit longer. Really you just needed to keep going. Really you needed discipline and endurance. I'm guilty of that. I am very, very guilty. I can start with the weight loss journeys that I've been on. You'll start, you'll be motivated, and then you're just stopping. You just feel like, oh, this is just not working. It's not working. Well, really, it is working. You just got to keep going. The buck doesn't stop here. You have to keep going. Before I started this podcast, I went and I did a lot of research, and I was watching some of my favorite YouTubers. Um, One of my favorite podcasts to watch. I've been watching it for years and I love to see how it has grown tremendously. It's Social Proof with David Shands and Donnie Wiggins. The Social Proof podcast is chef's kiss. If you are an entrepreneur or thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, thinking about launching a podcast, it is probably one of the only podcasts that I watch consistently. It is truly amazing. And so I remember watching an episode of the Social Proof podcast, and David Shands was on there, and he was saying the only difference between you and a person that has 100,000 subscribers, have millions of views, is the fact that they kept going. They were consistent. Consistency is the only difference between the winners and the losers. And I don't want to call people losers, but those that gave up, and then those that are succeeding right now. Those that are succeeding right now kept going. They did not stop. They did not stop. From my research, if I'm not mistaken, it was most people that start podcasts, they stop after like episode 3. They don't make it to episode 4. So if you make it to episode 4 of your podcast, you've beat out like, I want to say it was like 90%. The number was huge. And if you make it to, I believe it was 20 episodes, you've beat out like 99% of new podcasters. So now you're only in competition with those that have been going for quite some time now. And I thought that that was absolutely interesting and amazing. Like, so you mean to tell me really it made you think like the only thing that's stopping you from succeeding and winning is, are you going to see this through? Are you going to keep going? Because if you keep going, winning is inevitable. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. If you're telling me that I'm gonna get to the other side of this, that my podcast is gonna grow and more people are gonna find out about it and the family is just gonna get bigger and bigger and it's just gonna turn into this huge, I am okay with that. If all I have to do is just keep producing quality content, helping people, being passionate about it, and just don't give up, I am absolutely okay with that. So, in essence, guys, you may be working on something, and it may feel like you may be at a point where you feel like this just isn't working. This isn't working. Just hang in there a little bit longer. Now, of course, you have to use discernment, right? You have to know when to hold them and when to fold them. But use some discernment and really assess, if I keep going, will I win? Is there an increased possibility of me winning? And if so, you need to hang in there. You got to hang in there. Like I said, I don't make the rules, guys. This is the hard truth of the week. I feel like this wasn't that hard, but hey, we talk about discipline and consistency here all the time. So this is nothing new. But I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, guys. I don't make the rules. Okay? All right. Well, we've come to that time, guys. We've come to that time. Um, Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for being a part of this family. We are just growing and glowing. I'm getting more comfortable with this. I am really enjoying doing this. I would have never thought that I would be on a podcast or having my own. But yeah, I am really enjoying this, sharing tips, advice, and just talking, getting my thoughts out there and having you guys feedback and listening in. I appreciate it. It's so much love. Please share this episode or this podcast page with anyone that you feel may benefit from it or might enjoy it or might get a kick, a laugh out of it. Share it, like, comment, subscribe, guys. I really want this family to grow. I appreciate you all so, 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 so much. Always thank you for tuning in. Okay. Well, we know that it is that time. We have to grab our glass of wine, champagne, that is. And we have to toast it up, okay? We have to toast it up. So here's to softer livings and truths that set you free.